innovated, and your organisation has been leading on some of the innovations and the changes. And talk to us a little bit about some of those sort of next steps for you as an organisation. Yes, you've got the global ambition. You're still very much at the centre of UK. In terms of the priorities, what does that look like in terms of the institute, the IEP, in terms of the future, and what are the earlier on you said the product mix keeps changing, we keep adding. There's it's multifaceted, it's growing. You've got a team of people. You've got the partnerships. You've got all of those sort of networks out there. The next few years, if you can share that with us, please.
Yeah, I think whilst always been mindful of the kind of boom and bust activity that we spoke about before, I think for me, 4 years ago, we had to have a suite of learning to have a career journey. We have that now, and we're adding to that all the time, as I mentioned earlier. But I think a couple of years ago, in conversation with a number of people, probably no, and definitely including yourself, I realised that a professional institute can't be, for want of a better, a one-trick pony, as it were. And learning is hugely important to us because it's the way that we prove occupational competence. So my ambition for the IEP over the last 2 years is, yes, okay, there is some international endeavours which are hugely important to us and will enable us to build better, bring back intellect and understanding to the UK, create that kind of global community. But it was about creating ecosystems, starting to really understand what makes employability delivery at its essence better. And so we've started to do a number of those activities. We are influencing or supporting academic research. We are taking academic research and making it more readily available. That then helps and supports policymakers to make the right decision. Not that they don't make the right decisions, I mean that enables them to make the very right decisions. Then that enables commissioners to commission the right services that fit for purpose. Obviously, part of that is about occupational competence and learning and accreditation, but it's also about quality improvement and then having a repository for that information to be able to be accessed really effectively. It's interesting because the mechanisms in that kind of process or ecosystem are so interreliant on each other. If you're in a situation where you are not, compliance is so restrictive, then it's very difficult to innovate and take risk, particularly in a quality improvement situation. And if you're in a non-compliant state, which doesn't really happen anywhere, then obviously the risk is huge. And I think what the IEP is going to be able to do in that capacity and many others is try and support different elements of the ecosystem to find a balance. And I think that's my ambition, to really find a balance between compliance and quality, between policy and research, between commissioning and delivery, between public sector and private sector, between traditional employability environments with new or different sectors like housing or justice. I think finding that balance probably is the key mission over the next 10 years.
Canny Conversation Podcast Series 5 by Safaraz Ali.